What's up, YouTube? Teamception here with a kind of a set discussion thing or whatever. As we all know, Duelist Revolution will be coming out next weekend. And there's quite a few cards in there that will actually be highly sought after. I saw one of the videos that Robbie put up from Mary Capital G or whatever his name is. I can't remember it, but I figured I would do something similar. So we're going to basically look at a whole bunch of the cards that are actually worth getting out of this set. As he also said about Pada Duality, it's kind of like a Crystal Seer, so in a way I don't think people are going to be running in like everything that, I mean, it can't fit in every deck, so I honestly don't think it's going to be like super expensive, but it is going to be good for cards or decks that are like anti-meta and everything. So let's get to the first card. If you know about the Naturias, Naturia Bamboo Shoot was a super rare in Japan. It's a plant, level 5 with 2000 attack, 2000 defense. If it's tribute summoned by tributing a Naturia monster, while it remains on the field, your opponent can activate any spell or trap cards. This is really good for the fact that if you can protect it with your own spells and traps, it literally locks them down pretty much. As long as you have something strong enough out to destroy their monsters and keep Bamboo Shoot on the field, you pretty much put so much pressure on the opponent they might not be able to do much of anything. But being weak, if you manage to get over their monster, like their highest monster, you will eventually have an easier chance of getting over Bamboo Shoot. The only problem is it's pretty much only going to be used in plant decks, and that means you're going to have to get over Titanial and various other things as well, and that's basically the only problem, really. So yeah. The next one would be Naturia Pineapple. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this. It's the tree-worn frog for basically plant and beast decks. As long as it's face up on the field, all monsters you control are treated as plants. If it's in the graveyard during your standby phase and you control no spells or trap cards, you can special summon it. The effect cannot be activated if you control another pineapple on your field, or if the monster's in your graveyard, or if you have any monster in your graveyard that isn't a plant or a beast type. This really isn't much of a problem because you can use cards like Super Nimble Mega Hamster, Raikou, stuff like that to easily get it into the graveyard. So I'm kind of expecting to see some kind of plant deck actually making a top 16 scene kind of thing at one of the future World Championship Series things. A jump, you know what I mean. So yeah, the next card, Pada Duality. Well, I understand this card is actually really good just because it's a spell card. I honestly don't think that it's really worth running more than like 2 of, because it cancels out your special summons. I mean, like I said before at the beginning of this video, it's good if you're playing like an anti-meta deck that doesn't special summon and it doesn't hurt you in any way, but if you ask me, it's just not worth using in some of the mainstream decks, because I mean, Quick Draw Dandy Warrior is dependent on bringing out Quick Draw Synchron with its effect, and using it to dump Dandelion or something that also special summons itself back. And same with frogs. Frogs are very dependent on special summoning with Substitoad, Ronin Toad, and such. So I honestly don't think Pada Duality will see much play in any of those types of decks. But if you're playing anti-meta, it might actually be worthwhile. That's about it. The next one is the sneak promo, Scrap Archfiend. It's a 2700, 1800 Fiend Synchro with level 7. The only reason why I felt like mentioning this is because right now I don't think we don't know if it has an effect or not, but it's also a high attack power level 7, which we've actually been needing. I mean, up till now we've basically only had Black Rose Dragon, which is now at 1, well, has been at 1, and Psychic Life Chancer and a few other low attacking level 7s, which really doesn't help. But at least with Scrap Archfiend, you have another decent level 7 that you can use, and it's got a high attack power, which is really good. Next card I'm surprised that Mega Capital G did not mention is the Fabled Raven. This card has got so much hype, it probably will be a secret rare, in which case I will actually be pretty sad, because I really wanted to build Fabled World, and this is like the only chance I can really get at it now. Anyways, once per turn, you can discard any number of cards in your hand to have its attack, or have it gain attack points equal to the number of cards you discarded times 4 until the end phase, and for each card discarded, you increase its level by 1. It's a level 2 tuner. So the way it works with Fabled World is you discard like 1 silver or 1 gold, and it goes up to level 3, and you get your silver back because it works with the Dark World monsters. And that way you can just go into an automatic level 8. It just makes the deck a lot faster. And since Dark World has Into the Void, which is, if you ask me, is actually the better version of like Pot of Duality. I mean, the only thing about Pot of Duality is you can pick the cards that you add to your hand, but that's again why you would pick Crystal Seer, and you don't have to show them the cards that you picked up, if I recall. Anyways, next card, something else that was recently confirmed as a exclusive, Flynn Bells. It's about time we got it. It's a really broken card. I expect to see some kind of Flynn Bells form really playable now, because it works extremely well for that deck. It searches out Celestias, it searches out Lilas, it searches out Plague Spreader, it searches out Fire Dog, it searches out Magician, it searches out itself. There's probably some other things in there that it searches out as well. On top of that, if you manage to have it and Fire Dog and Magician in your graveyard and you play Rekindling, that gives you 2 level 4s and a level 1, which means you can go into Mistworm or some other level 9 that you might decide to use. It's a really good card. This would be Magnificent Dignity. Mega Capital G covered this in his video. I just figured I would as well. It works really well. It's kind of like a Swallow Flip for the battle phase. It just doesn't have to work whenever it's a special summon. It just says activate only during the battle phase. Negate the effect of an effect monster your opponent activates and destroy it. There are a lot of cards that activate in the battle phase, including Gladiators. They activate at the end of the battle phase. That means you're still technically in the battle phase, but you're only at the end. After all their effects resolve, you go right into main phase 2. So this card works really well against Gladiator Beasts. It also works on Spy. It works on Searchers. Works on, let's see here, what else is there? It works on an attacked Raikou. It works on I don't know if Dark Soul activates the second it's sent to the graveyard or not, but there's just obviously a lot of cards that it can stop, and it's really worth getting. But I don't think you would want to main it. It'd be an excellent card for the side. So yeah, excuse me. The next card is Divine Warning, another card that he covered. Pay 2,000, you get the summon of a monster or the activation of a spell, trap, or effect monster that includes the special summoning of a monster and destroy it. This is perhaps one of the best ways you can stop Herald now. Since all we had up till now is basically Force Back. Force Back, in a way, is almost better especially if you're already running Oppression. It really would be a better choice because Oppression would stop the special summons, and Force Back would just stop their flip summon and normal summons. But I mean, it's not. I don't know if I would ever really use Divine Warning. It's just decent. It's an alright card. It's just I don't think I would ever use it. The last card I want to cover is AD Changer. This card's kind of overlooked. It's a light warrior, level 1 with 100 attack, 100 defense. If you ask me, it might be a decent card to run in Light Swarms, just because it says you can remove from play this card from your graveyard to change the battle position of one target monster on the field. This is something that's actually pretty good. I think it might actually work like Necrogardener. You can remove it at any time. It just says remove it from play to change the battle position. I don't know if it can work on the opponent's turn or not, but because I haven't seen rulings, I haven't read rulings yet. But yeah, I think it might be worthwhile looking into, though. I mean, if it does work somewhat like Necrogardener, then it's definitely something that I might consider using for my Lightsworn deck. But yeah, so that's basically everything that I wanted to talk about. There's still more that hasn't been revealed for the exclusives. I mean, we've gotten Stygian Street Patrol and Mystical Wreck Panel, but they're not exactly game-changing cards, so yeah. I'm running out of time, so yeah, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Peace, YouTube.